This generation, we've broken the big problem. The promise of the American dream, the central promise, was that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you could finance a home, you could raise a family, you could have a summer job, a summer vacation, and you could put something aside for retirement. And on one job, on a single job. There's nobody in my kids' generation that believes that that promise is good to them, that it's going to work out. They're worried about paying their student loans. And the chance of them getting a home is just, is very, very low. So why is this happening? Of course, inflation is affecting everything. And we know what the inflation comes from. It comes from spending $8 trillion that we didn't have on wars for the past 20 years. And now they're printing the money to pay for the wars, to pay $16 trillion for the lockdowns. And that money, they don't have the courage to come and ask us for it through taxes. So they do a stealth tax, which is called inflation. But homes are going up faster than inflation, much faster. So why is it? It's because three giant corporations, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, have now, and one of their subsidiaries, Blackstone, which is co-owned by BlackRock and State Street, those three companies own 88% of the S&P 500. So they own the business of America. And they've now decided that they want to own the farmland and the residential housing, including the single-family homes. And they've already bought up approximately 5%. If we stay on this trajectory, within 6 years, they'll own 40 to 60%. And we're going to become a nation of renters. And it's driving the price of the rents up too. But if you're a nation of renters, you go from being citizens to subjects. It is a colonial model, it's a feudal model, like the one that we fought the revolution to get away from, where the oligarchy owns everything. And we are living by their courtesy on like serfs in our land. And so that these companies are now targeting that. Now I'm running against two presidents who both are running on the idea that they brought great prosperity to this country. They've each served 4 years consecutively in office. And I spend a lot of time with regular Americans, and I did this. I've been doing that for the last 6 months, so I've been running, but I've been doing it my whole career. This is what I'm representing right now, 1,000 families in Columbiana County, Ohio, who in East Palestine and other areas whose lives were upended by the Norfolk Southern spill. I represented, until recently, 10,000 families in Tennessee who were poisoned by zinc from a lead smelter. I represent another 10,000 on the Ohio, West Virginia, along the Ohio River, who were poisoned by PFOAs from the DuPont plant. And I spend a lot of time sitting at kitchen tables with people and talking to them about their lives. And if you tell them, most Americans today, that they are in the midst of a great prosperity, they think they're being gaslighted. Because nobody feels like that. People feel that the system is disintegrating. And they feel like their lives that they're disintegrating, not just economically, but mental health and physical health, and in all these communities are being torn apart in all these different ways, and that they're living, a lot of them are living paycheck to paycheck at the edge of desperation. The average income in America today is $5,000 less than the cost of basic human needs of food, transportation, and housing. That means if you get the bare minimum of food, transportation, and housing, the average American is $5,000 in debt at the end of the year. And what are they doing? How are they handling that $5,000 deficit? Well, they're putting it on their credit cards. 3 weeks ago, we passed an extraordinary milestone, which was $1 trillion in personal credit card debt in this country. By far the highest it's ever been. In the last 3 years, it's gone up $330 billion. And they're paying 22% interest on that debt. Oh, if the mafia did that, it would become loan sharking and they'd go to prison.